Hello everyone, how's everyone doing? You guys doing good too? I'm doing good too. Let's get into today's video session. Here we go. Let's come back at Panasonic Q once again. Go! Panasonic Q. Whoa! Yeah. So how do you guys like my rock and roll music as always? So here we come back. Another video on Panasonic Q. So already I made a video on Panasonic Q and I hope you found that quite useful. We are still gonna continue from Panasonic Q again, but still there needs to be more information need to be covered about this system. So it's not fully covered in that video. So we're gonna continue on it. In my previous video, I said that the system, right? It's got two front loading trays. I'm sorry about that. That is not correct. It only has one front loading tray. We're gonna go into that bit later on, bit more further on that information about that. So it's one front loading tray, not two. Sorry about that. One, one, one. Okay, anyway, we already know Panasonic Q, which I already told you, was a system where Nintendo wanted to give it another go. Okay? Another go. Another go at what? So originally, Nintendo gave us a Nintendo GameCube. It didn't have any DVD player in it, did it? In a sense, it was just a drive to play games. Okay? So there was no software to play DVD movie playback in there. It was just playing games. Now, if you look at the original Nintendo GameCube, it was a front loading system. Oh, sorry, not front loading, top loading. It was top loading system, and it originally came in the color purple. Oh, that's an unusual color to come in a games console. Purple? And it looked like a cube. A lot of people looked at that a childish design. A lot of people didn't find it very attractive. Okay, some people wanted to play Nintendo games, but when they looked at the design, they go, "What is this? What have they given us?" It seemed really childish because every person I used to speak to, they didn't like the design and the color to it. They go, it looked really, really funny. But really, that's got nothing to do with this whole system that Nintendo was playing. I don't know why Nintendo did that, where there was no DVD movie playback. Originally, Nintendo's ideas are always wrong. I'll tell you what was going on. What was Nintendo doing here? Because why wasn't there a DVD player in there to watch movies? Why was it like that? Basically, Nintendo wanted to give a GameCube, just which plays games. But when he found out at a later stage, it's not a good idea. It was a bad idea. How can that be a later stage? This is really strange. If you look at the Panasonic Q, right, that was released in December 2001. But when did the GameCube release? The one made by Nintendo? 2003. How can that be a later stage? Now, this is getting really frustrating and confusing. On one side, we get this Panasonic Q with loads of features at a very expensive price, very high price tag, and then we got this Nintendo GameCube after 2 years. I don't know what the heck Nintendo's playing about. It's not making any sense. The whole game is. So in a way, Nintendo knew something wasn't right. Then why did the Panasonic Q came before the Nintendo GameCube? That's the whole point. And how did it even knew that the idea wasn't a good? Found that very bizarre. Because literally, I'll tell you what's going on there. It's very frustrating. This is Panasonic Q 2001, Nintendo GameCube 2003. What is going on? So this dealership, Panasonic, was before. Even when the Nintendo GameCube was going to be released. Okay? If you look before this, what did we have before this? The Sony PlayStation 2. Yeah. Sony PlayStation 2. Now that system was released in 2000. Can you see what's going on? In that system, right, it played games, it had a DVD player, and it played audio CDs. But there was something wrong with that DVD player of Sony PlayStation 2, and that, a lot of people didn't even know that. Let me clear this. When we look at the Sony PlayStation 2 DVD player, yes, it played audio CDs. When I had one of these systems, I was quite disappointed in it. Because back in the time, there was two other things that used to work in there. Do you know what they are? BCDs, video CDs, and MP3 discs. Didn't work in it. No, they didn't work. Why am I raising this point about video CDs and MP3 CDs? They didn't even work on there. Very disappointing. Now there go, this is a low cost system. But was it doing everything what it's supposed to be doing for that price? No, it wasn't. It was pretty cheap. £199.99. It was very low cost, wasn't it? Because he's playing the PS2 games. And then he's giving you a DVD player and audio CD. I don't tend to like DVD players back in the time. If they're not playing video CDs and MP3 discs, that's very disappointing. Okay? That was back in 2000 we're talking about here. So the whole system is all the way back from there, isn't it? It was doing all that at a cheap price. What did the Panasonic Q do? what the Nintendo GameCube couldn't do. Nintendo GameCube was very, very disappointing system. Indeed, very disappointing. It was just playing Nintendo GameCube games. And a Q-shaped, looked quite a funny design, very funny color, purple for a launch. I think it should have been black. It's terrible. Panasonic Q, right? Let's get back into Panasonic Q. Panasonic Q, right? I don't know if many people know about this. Lots of people are just mentioning this. They keep on saying that it's a two-in-one system. Yes, we know that. If you look at the system very deeply, the PlayStation 2 looks nothing like this thing. And it was released from PS2, which is 2000. Panasonic Q comes in 2001. 1 year later. This system's absolutely incredible. You gotta look the way it looked. I have never seen anything like it. Not even since 2000. Even back from 1990s. Even now to 2020. I haven't still seen anything like it. The Panasonic Q, right, played Nintendo GameCube games. Yes. It was that technology which Nintendo given to Panasonic, and Panasonic manufacturer system and it made us a different advanced GameCube system. Look at this very deeply. Okay, so it's Nintendo GameCube games. What kind of stuff was the drive playing? Does anybody know that one? I doubt it. They keep on saying that it plays Nintendo GameCube games and it plays DVD movies. They keep on saying that. Let's get this straight right now. That drive played DVD movies to watch your DVD films. Ooh, nice. Now we got a DVD movie playback. B CDs. Yes, video CDs. It's playing video CDs. Whoa, check it out. I've never seen any games console playing video CDs. No, never. It wasn't just playing video CDs, it was also playing MP3 CDs. Yes, DVDs, video CDs, and MP3 CDs. It was playing all that. Amazing, isn't it? It gave you all that. What the Nintendo GameCube could never do. I already actually told you this before. I'll just repeat this again. We know the system, right? It was a bit larger, we know that. In this, right, without even putting the television on, without the television, okay? Without the television, it had a LCD backlit display in blue. It gives you all the information that normal DVD player will do. I love this part, especially for audio CDs. Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention one thing. It also played audio CDs as well. Yeah. If you put an audio CD in there, it will give you that information. What information will it give you? Track 1, track 2. And when you press a button, it will say play on there. How amazing is that? Because you can tell when you put a disc in there and when it's loaded up, it's going to say track 1 on there. And when you're going to press play, it will also play. It will say play on the display. That's crazy. Check it out. Just like a normal DVD player. That's a really good feature, man. Come on. We're not talking about a, just a normal DVD player. We're talking about a Nintendo GameCube with a DVD player giving you these kind of features. It's really nice, man. Very nice. The other thing also about this was that you know the casing of it, the chassis. It was stainless steel. It was made of steel. Really good material, man. Very strong material. Steel. It's made of steel, man. On top of the steel, right? You know what you get out of it? What it actually looked like. When you look at this steel, it was like a mirror. It's like a mirror, man. When you lift the machine up, you can actually see your face in there. Yeah. So it's still chassis, a mirror type one. It was actually like that. How cool is that? That is good, man. So what we got in this Nintendo GameCube games in there, DVD player, okay, VCDs, audio CDs, MP3 discs, steel chassis, mirror one. Check all the stuff he did this in the system. Panasonic, man. Matsujita. Check it out. Incredible, isn't it? Totally incredible. I haven't seen anything like it. Now we're going to go in a bit more. Right. This wasn't said right in my previous video. Now we're going to make it correct. In this system, it's got a front loading tray. One front loading tray. Some people used to say there's two trays in there. No, there isn't. There's only one front loading tray. So how does a small disc and big discs fit on this? If you look at DVD player trays, right, they are really different. They're very different. You probably didn't notice that. If you look at these trays, there's two types of discs can fit on there, right? This is the same thing that was happening with Panasonic Q system as well. If you look at the one front loading tray, when it needs to come out, obviously it needs to come out in it. That's how you're going to put a disc on there. If you look in the middle, there's a little circle in it. Yes, there's a little circle for an 8 centimeter discs, right? Which fit in the middle, right? That is what the Nintendo GameCube discs, right? In the original Nintendo GameCube, it only had the 8 centimeter tray in there. Do you understand what I'm saying here? It only had that in the middle. It didn't have what? That's the thing. The big disc part, isn't it? Now, what Panasonic did in this, as I just mentioned, the middle center part was for the 8 centimeter. And if you look at the outside, big circle, that is for the 12 centimeter DVD disc. Okay? So let's get this correct again. Let's repeat this again. The center part is for the 8 centimeter disc. The outside circle is for the 12 centimeter discs. So the 8 centimeter discs is for Nintendo GameCube games. The 12 centimeter discs are DVD discs, BCD discs, audio CD discs, MP3 CDs discs. all of these discs are mentioned: DVD, VCDs, audio, MP3. They all are 12 centimeter discs. Okay? Sometimes they used to come in 8 centimeters, some of the soundtracks, but normally they don't. They come in 12 centimeters. Okay? And that's how Panasonic Q made the system. But originally, this was the option in the DVD players anyway. And this is the same thing he used in the Panasonic Q in one front loading tray. Okay? So that's how the system worked. It's amazing, isn't it? Really? Check it out. That's how you can use two discs under one disc tray. Okay, I maybe already mentioned this part. Now, when you press the game, which is Nintendo GameCube button on there, the four ports that the original Nintendo GameCube had, the same on the Panasonic Q. What happens here? A blue LED light will come on each port. Port 1, port 2, port 3, port 4. Each one of them has a blue circle around it. Very beautiful feature, man. Looks like more like a gaming device. Yeah, pretty good. And the other thing was that, like the original Nintendo GameCube, in the Panasonic Q, there are two memory card slots. Yes, the Panasonic Q's got that, so you can save your games. So there's two memory card slots, one on the left, second one on the right. Okay, he also had that as well. So don't worry about that too much. He had everything like that. And then the system was a bit larger, taller. It had studs at the bottom to make it stand up higher. Okay, and stuff like that. It was a very beautiful looking machine. Okay, it's a system like no other. Yeah, I think even the systems they're getting released in 2020, they still don't look like that. No. Why they making games consoles without LCD displays, man? What kind of idea is that? That's that's very, very stupid. If you're going to make a system, right, especially a DVD player, it should have LCD display in there. And that's what Panasonic did in this. He did all that in there. Very good. That's very good that was of the company. Now all the other features you probably already know. The back parts, the back ports here, where it's all about the sound, isn't it? It's all about Dolby Pro Logic 5.1 and DTS because it's got an optical port there. Okay, to do all that. As I promised you previously in my previous video, I will show you some pictures on it. Yeah, although I should have done it in this video, yeah, but there was some missing stuff that I need to cover. Now, again, I'll say it again. I'm gonna be showing you clearly by clearly where the ports at the back, at the front. And one of the most other amazing thing about this system was that the box, the game controller, the DVD remote control, they all got Panasonic written on them. Not Nintendo, okay? They all got Panasonic written on them. All of the games console, it's got just game on Nintendo GameCube right on there. Nothing else. That's all for Nintendo on there. You probably didn't know that. It is actually like that. The ports all at the back are all like that. Okay. Now the most important thing is that this system is more crazy than that. He's labeled every single feature on the front of the system. There's no point telling you like this because you're not gonna able to know anything like that. I think it's best to show in pictures where these buttons are labeled, aren't they? They were labeled from the left to the right, all of these buttons. And on the top line, there was buttons like this is amazing. Play, stop, pause, skip. It's got all these buttons on the system, man. It's got all the buttons on the line, Usually you don't get buttons like that, innit? All the hidden away under the panels. But this system's got buttons on there. You can actually see them. You can actually press them with your fingers. Yeah, it's got that feature as well. You won't find that on any games console, man. Them buttons on the top. No. I gotta rate Panasonic for this. Because he put every single feature he can think of on this system. It's crazy. Why are people getting hyped about this? This is crazy, man. I mean, come on, man. It's a beautiful chassis in steel. It's it's a mirror. Yeah. It's got a display. It's got the all the DVD buttons on there, the play ones, and on the sides and to the left and right. What can X-ray? The ports are in blue LED lights. It's got the memory card slots, and then it's got amazing optical Dolby Pro Logic 5.1 and DTS sound outputs. This is a very good system, and it's probably one of the most amazing games console in world history. Panasonic Q has my vote as being one of the most attractive, fully featured gaming and DVD player system to date. Even the systems they released in 2020, they're still not like that. They keep on releasing these plastic systems with putting some boxes, plastics over them, funny kind of designs, landscapes like towers. What are these companies doing? You gotta make the system attractive. You gotta put attractive enough, but people tend to like it. Because if people don't like it, it's not attractive. I can't believe it. I saw some of these systems, right? They said they're really beautiful. Excuse me. How can these systems be beautiful? First, some of them look like flipping like Wi-Fi routers, and the other ones look like towers. What kind of designs are these? They're not even games consoles and DVD player designs. No, they don't look nothing like that. So I hope you guys understand what I'm saying in today's video session. It's very important to take the concepts in a serious matter, and I think Panasonic Q or Panasonic has taken this concept really seriously. He didn't just release a Nintendo GameCube in there. He he thought of every single feature and he put it inside this system. So I hope this has been much help to people out there and it's given you much information what the Panasonic Q was all about. I know it was really expensive. Yeah, it was really, really expensive. But I think the more money you spend, the better the system's going to be, isn't it? And these gamers don't understand this, do they? They just always say, "Oh, you want a cheap system? Oh, then go and buy a cheap system. You're not gonna get your machine ain't gonna look attractive, isn't it? It's not gonna look attractive." And the one other thing I need to point out to you, the sales. Okay, they're saying that it didn't do that well because you could get a GameCube and a separate DVD player for a low cost price, a cheap. If you bought both of them, it would be a lot cheaper than Panasonic Q. But would you get all the stuff that Panasonic Q was actually doing, which is all built in one system, and it does everything for you? You gotta think about that. You're putting double the mess to do all that. Let's explain a bit more about this. I know, I'll go into sales a bit later on. If we go and buy a Nintendo GameCube, you're buying that. Then you're buying a long DVD player. Is that space saving? No. You're covering up all the space doing all that, aren't you? But buying just one of these systems, it's really cool, isn't it? Because it was in steel chassis, very good looking chassis, and it was like a mirror type as well. That's a thing you need to understand as well at the same time. Right, let's get back into the sales. It's worldwide sales. Near enough is sold to how much sales they get? 100,000 worldwide sales on the Panasonic Q. That's much it sold from 2001 to 2003. That's the sales it got. Whether that's a lot, that's you guys decide. It got 100,000 sales worldwide. Which to me, even if it was a high price tag, you got that of it. So there you go. So that's Panasonic Q for you. A great, amazing looking system to date. I think anybody will buy that thing. It's too attractive to be ignored. And the other thing that it didn't become popular when it came into the shops of Japan. Because originally this system was only a Japanese system. Okay? It was Japanese only. Just Japanese. That's the minor thing about it. And he only played Japanese games and Japanese DVDs. It became popular into import shops. Okay? Import shops. Import shops. But how did it become popular in the import shops? Because what was happening there, the import shops were modding the systems. To do what? What was happening here? When you mod the system, you can play Japanese and US games. Okay? And then it will play all DVD region DVDs. Yeah, it did that when you mod that through import shops. It cost a bit more than the original Panasonic Q. You have to pay that bit extra money to do all that. And when the word modded came in there, that's it. It became even more popular through the import shops. That's what was happening. And that's how it made a bit more sales out of it. People got so tempted. Oh, wow, we've got this amazing looking Panasonic Q. And it's modded to play Japanese and US games and all DVD regions. And people bought it. And that's how it worked. So this is all the information for the Panasonic Q. And I hope you guys found this very useful. And it's been very helpful. And you maybe purchase one of these Panasonic Qs in the near future. So anyway, that's all I have to say today. Give your likes, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye from now.